In this episode, Hashim Amla discusses scoring 311 not out. Also what it was like playing in the great South Africa team alongside the likes of AB de Villiers, and why he stepped away from cricket in such a silent manner. That and so much more from one of the most iconic cricketers ever. Hello and welcome back to the Beard Before Wicket podcast. We've got a very special guest with us, and as always, we're going to do an intro. Rash is going to interrupt and he's going to say it's not very good, but I'm going to try. Don't say we don't listen to you, by the way, because today's guest was, when we put out a story saying who should we get on, and everyone said we need the best beard in cricket. And here he is, over 18,000 international runs, the only South African to score a Test triple hundred, captain of his country. There's two now, actually. We and Mulder, but I didn't make this, so don't blame me. And quite possibly the most composed batter we've seen in our generation is, of course, Hashim Amla. How are you, brother?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, all good.
Yeah.
Welcome, Hash.
Welcome. Thanks, lad.
This is hard work to get Hash on.
Yeah, it will be.
Let's hear the story. Why was that hard work?
Nah, it wasn't hard work. Just asking Hash. And Hash don't do these kind of things. You don't do podcasts.
Nah,
This is
not
very
really.
rare.
Yeah.
So then Hash like, speak to my agent.
Yeah, but listen, I know my two buddies are on, so
Yeah.
No, but thank you for coming.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you. Best beard in cricket.
Yeah,
hands down, right?
100%.
Yeah.
It's nice though.
Who would you say out of these two's got a better beard?
It was more. It was more.
Once upon a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to go.
Huge.
Yeah.
A toothless
massive.
length.
Yeah, it was too.
It was
It
massive.
was massive.
But now I reckon
Rash is-
Rash is
Rash is wild.
solid.
Shape.
Mo's gone the
It's gone all the way.
Versace. Versace beard. That's gone.
I can't say anything.
No,
So
Rash's shape is, that's the one.
solid.
Yeah.
Yours is not bad though.
Well, his
You say it's not a beard?
Of course, it's a beard.
Hash, that's the beard,
It's
eh?
not proper beard.
It's a
Yeah,
beard,
it's a
isn't it?
beard.
I can't grow that though. There's no.
No, you can.
No, there's no. Hash, I'm not going to listen to these two. There's
Obviously you can. You just gotta let it go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
no, but it doesn't grow. Like, it just stops.
Do you know what?
No,
Because
it
it might grow a
doesn't.
bit patchy. It thinks it doesn't
No,
grow.
Yeah.
that won't even be patchy.
No, it's patchy.
It's not.
It's just, it doesn't grow. To
Okay,
me.
listen,
does
don't
grow if
touch
you
it.
let
Don't touch it for a couple of weeks.
If you let it grow, it grow.
I won't touch it for 4 weeks and I'll send you a picture. And it will just stay like this, but just a little bit hairy.
Just don't lie.
Right. Anyway,
Brother. Listen, I'm correct in this one. The beard routine. Have you got a beard routine? Rash has got a full beard routine. Do you have one?
Nah, just shampoo now and then.
Just comb
Maybe
it.
once or twice a week and comb it.
No oil.
A bit of olive oil.
Yeah.
A bit of olive oil.
Oh, is that the trick?
Oil's
Yeah,
key.
olive oil is the key actually.
And then combing, you comb in it.
yeah, I think we all comb it. Do you know? Do you comb yours?
This lender does
No,
not
we
need
all
combing.
comb it. We put oil
Yeah,
on, comb it, take out the knots and stuff, and just maybe the odd time, even not even straighten it, but blow dry it.
Nah,
He loves it.
I don't
He
go
loves
there.
the blow dry.
Not time. When I go to a function or something, if I need to nice and straight, I might blow dry it.
Function.
Function, eh? What is it?
Yeah, but what
What did I say, function?
What sort of function are you going to when you need to blow dry your beard?
Well, when you go to a dinner, if you wear a suit, and then you might look smart, you go and blow dry it. Am I
I've seen
right,
you wear a
Ron?
suit before. I've seen you wear a suit.
I wear some nice suits.
How did you become friends with these two? What's the story?
Okay, my first time I ever saw Mo play, we were in India playing a SAA game. And we were fielding, we were getting battered there by the India A batters. We were walking to the change room, I think it might have been Chennai. And on TV there was Sky Sports showing some 2020 games here. And I look at the screen and I see, this guy looks like me, but he's left-handed. I swear, I'm not
In the helmet.
yeah, with the helmet on, And the teammates also walk in and they're like, also looking at the screen, and then they're confused just as I was confused. And that's the first time I actually saw, Moeen Ali, who's this kid? Who's this Timo version, of
You know, it was the Albion helmet, wasn't it?
the helmet. That's exactly it, man.
And because I used to watch, sometimes, we watch this thing and like Hash is batting. This is obviously when I've played a bit. And Hash is batting, I'm like, does he mean? Does that mean? And I was like, no.
But honestly, we look obviously quite alike with the helmet on. So that was the first time I came across Mo. And then, I popped into Worcester. I think it was the first time we were playing a warm-up game with the South African team. And you were playing for Worcester.
Yeah.
That was the first time we officially met up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got no.
And then what about Rash? I'm guessing through Mo.
Yeah, no, Rash. Before that, Rash. Obviously, I saw him play on TV, and then he came to South Africa in 2010 with the England team. That was the first time I met him there. He was 12th man for the Test. I think some one days and T20s. yeah, so that was my introduction to the bearded crew. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not so bearded crew.
No,
then.
not then. Yeah, obviously Mo had his long beard, and
I was
Rash
probably similar to yourself.
Yeah,
At the time, were you claiming it was a beard?
No, was
No,
it?
it's, he's Usher, yeah. Usher.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing on the beard, like, so before I let my beard grow, like, I was trying to change a bit in life or whatever, yeah. And then I saw Hash play, and I thought, if he can do it, I can do it.
No,
Honestly, I'm not-
but you got your big beard when you were 19, weren't you? 18?
Yeah, so I'm saying before that. I was 19. So it was just before Hash was playing, like, can't remember what year Hash started to play.
How old are you, Hash, now? 40?
42.
42, so yeah, so 4 years
Started
after.
2004. What's that?
Yeah.
Like kind of
Yeah,
debut.
yeah. So mine was by 2005, 2006, 2007. 2007, 6, 7.
Is that what you meant?
No, after I went big, yeah.
Yeah, proper big.
Yeah. So
Pro-
that was
proper
one of the
beard.
reasons, honestly.
Really?
Like, yeah. I remember Hash and I was like, if he's doing it, I can do it.
There's genuinely that.
Because it was like especially in England and probably South Africa, it wasn't an easy thing to do, to be openly like playing on TV, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's rewind to Durban, where you grew up and like found life there.
Yeah.
Was cricket your like first love?
No, table tennis was my first love.
Really?
Yeah, I love table tennis. And actually, Durban, I'm from a town that's just outside Durban. It's called Tonga. It's probably about 30 kilometers outside Durban. Grew up in a small community. We used to call it a farm town, basically. But table tennis was my first love. And then, fortunately, I got an elder brother, Ahmed, who played cricket, first-class cricket as well. So having a brother elder than me, very much like Mo, actually, you know, having some family members who are playing, the kind of passion for the game, and you're playing with the older kids. Yeah, so it made I think it was a big difference, actually, in kind of your development in playing.
Cricketers always play another sport, don't they? Like almost all the cricketers we've spoken to, we just spoke to AB de Villiers, obviously he played.
Yeah, I think it's more growing up, you're playing all sports anyway.
Mm.
It's football, cricket. We were fortunate we played tennis, squash. From a young age, you know, you're kind of exposed to these things. And I mean, nowadays you always find parents pushing their kids to one sport when actually I think it's probably it's probably more harmful than beneficial to do that.
Yeah. Well, you were going to say you prefer kids getting pushed into all sports? to figure
Yeah,
out what they
definitely.
like,
Well, whatever, any sport, just play. And I think with cricket, because we played cricket, so like table tennis and any sort of racket sport, you generally will be okay at. As in, like, you won't be a pro, but you'll, in terms of having fun and being competitive, you'll be decent at. So, guys, that's why I think cricketers will play a lot.
It's also boys in it from a young age. They always have that thing. They want to be out and about. So it's putting that energy now into something better. Like it's into any sport, whether it's boxing, football, tennis, cricket. Just kind of fit in that way as well.
What's obviously I've never been to South Africa. Obviously you mentioned it was like a like where you grew up was like a farmhouse type of farm type area. What's nice Rash, nice and professional. What was growing up in that environment like?
I mean, in Tonga,
Yeah.
oh, lovely. I mean, we're so blessed to be able to jump on a bicycle and basically ride around the whole town. We used to always laugh at my Tonga friends. I mean, we wake up on a weekend at 9 o'clock. You leave the house at 9 o'clock and you're coming back at like 6 p.m. in the evening. I mean, before cell phones.
Yeah.
So basically, it was a call maybe in the evening to your parents to say, listen, I'm here at this friend's house. And then they'll come and pick you up. So that was kind of, I mean, quite liberating. If you think about it, having a childhood like that where you're up and about, a lot of fun. And your friends all were on the same wavelength. It was just sport. And obviously, great respect within the community. Everybody knows everybody. So you are checked and worried not to do any big misdemeanors. So, yeah.
Very similar to we've spoken about this as well, right? Like back then, because there was no cell phones.
Yeah, I think we were lucky, man. A little bit. We got a little bit of that era, and they were the best days.
They were the best days.
We just like played football on the street all day, cricket on the street all day, whatever sport it was. Like you got to do that all day, and it was really safe.
Yeah, it was a lot safer then.
Yeah.
But not just that, you're not like stuck on the phone, like scrolling whatever, and then like you're doing things, outdoor things. You're playing. So it's
I think that contributes a lot to like kids becoming good at sports. at that age because they played so much. Like my nephew doesn't really play sports. Like he plays on the Wii and like his console. And obviously you would have played a lot of cricket at that age, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, from 6 years old, you're just playing.
Yeah.
But it's all sports,
think
man. Also, it
naturally-
was on TV. What's the season? I remember watching Wimbledon during the like June, July period. It's our winter. So cricket is not really happening, but Wimbledon's on.
Yeah.
And next
Everyone's
thing you
playing
know,
tennis.
get the tennis
100%.
rackets out and
That is
you
so
play
true.
tennis.
That's so true.
And then a lot of the time, if the Ashes was on in England during that period, even though it's winter back home, yes, we're in the corridor and
Yeah.
acting like Nasser Hussain or Alex
Yeah.
Stewart and, you know, Ricky Ponting and all these guys. So, I mean, it depends what the season was and what you're exposed to, and that kind of you ran with that.
You got to also play with your older brother, right?
I know. Yeah, well, my older brother, yeah. So he's about 3.5 years elder than me. And I played with him domestically for quite a few years.
That must be amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. I honestly, I used to feel more nervous when he batted than when I batted.
Really?
Yeah, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
does happen a lot.
you know, you just want him to do well,
Yeah.
and you want him to score runs. So yeah, it was amazing, and we were very fortunate like that.
Did you have any partnerships together?
Any?
Like big partnerships?
I think there were a couple of partnerships. There were also a few runouts.
We always say, me, Rash, and Hash, we get run out a lot. Oh, there's a run out involved.
There's a run out somewhere.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Why is that?
Yeah, so there were a few runouts, but you know, by and large, it was hugely beneficial to play with him. Obviously, you learn from your brother. And I was, you know, South Africa has a very unique history. So having an elder brother in the team made it a lot easier for me to kind of just feel comfortable in a team environment as well as professional cricket.
You were like a little bit of what I would call like a cricketing wonder kid. Like 2002 Under-19 Cricket World Cup, you're captain in South Africa. Did you feel like you just said then, like for your brother, you felt like expectation, wanted him to do well.
Yeah.
Did you feel like a sense of expectation?
No, I think growing up, you're a bit naive to all of those things. You know, the younger you are, the more fearless, and you're just going. Every step is a new step. So I don't think at that time you kind of felt any of that personal pressure. Obviously, you want to perform each game and things like that. But I think only now when you look back, you're assuming, okay, maybe there was, but I don't think there was that much.
Were you thinking much then? And same for you guys. Like when you're that age, are you thinking that much about your cricket? Or are you just playing? Like you're just going out every day and you're going, just keep playing to try and get to.
No,
whatever.
I think it's a bit about you are thinking about cricket. You're not necessarily your own cricket, but you are thinking about cricket the whole day. I mean, sometimes you see kids in the malls and they're actually bowling and things.
Yeah.
And then I think I was one of those kids. As
Yeah.
well.
No,
although,
100%.
although my arm was a bit bent when I was bowling, but, but I know I was definitely bowling, and your mind is occupied with the game. And there's an element of that for most professional cricketers, that you did have this type of preoccupation in your mind with it. Yeah, so you got to have it, I think.
But I think obviously when you're a young kid as well, you don't think at that age, 10, 11, 12, of I want to become a professional cricketer. You just play, enjoy the game, enjoy the journey, and let things just unfold. And
Yeah,
then when it gets to that stage of close to being a professional, that's when you think, right, okay, maybe I can play for my country. So I don't think as a young kid you think about, I want to play for my country that much. You just enjoy the journey and then let things unfold.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
totally passionate. You're running on passion basically when you're a kid. And it's probably one of the biggest advice you can give the youngsters and parents is just let your kids enjoy the game. You know, not try and maybe live their desire of having your child play professional.
Yeah.
First, you just got to let them enjoy it. I think there's more longevity in that will go to the child's game, you know, if you just let them have a lot of fun growing up.
It's the excitement. So like when you're young, it's like you wake up and you're like, I got a game in the evening. You can't wait to go and play with your friends. And that excitement is what is the passion that Hash is talking about. And also like, you're right, like a lot of guys that get coached from 6, 7, 8 years old, when actually you should make it more fun. So like, there shouldn't be any technical coaching at that age. It should be like, right, try and hit the ball on this side, and you throw somewhere and then try hit that. And they make it like fun for the kids to play and enjoyment. And then they'll start realizing what they can start doing after
Yeah.
14, 15.
The pressure comes later on, doesn't it? So,
Yeah,
like,
it does.
for yourself, 2004, you had the Test debut, 21 years of age. You
Yeah.
scored a 24 and a 2. And then
You're
obviously
21.
I was 21, yeah.
Oh, you're young. I didn't
When he had
know
that style, remember that style he had when he first came out? I was thinking when I first seen Hash play, I was like, what was this? Mulvey, who's this bearded guy coming? He had a complete different style to batting, and
Yeah.
then people were talking about the style. It's like very unorthodox and stuff. And then,
Actually, it was just the backlift, man.
oh, well,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
just
as the
hon-
crouch though, was it
honestly.
not the crouch as
Well,
well?
crouch, but
No, but the crouch you did it most of the time.
Most of
But
the
not to
time.
that. It was into the
it
extent.
was just the backlift.
It's completely
Yeah,
different.
probably, but not many people had it before.
Okay.
Funny enough, my under 19 coach, the late Hilton Ackerman, he was probably the first guy who kind of said I got a unique backlift, and he used to call me the Zahir Abbas. Now, I've never watched Zahir Abbas, but
Yeah.
obviously one of the Pakistani
Yeah,
greats that he had
Yeah.
played with during that time. So he used to say, "No, I bat like Zahir Abbas." Never knew what he meant. And only as the years progressed and I actually saw some footage, I thought, like, okay, there's
He
a
did,
bit of
yeah. Actually, you know, it's
Okay.
funny you say that. It was only a week ago. It came up on YouTube, Zaire Basma, and he had that same thing, innit?
Yeah.
As you,
So he was the first coach who brought it up, but no one, but only until you play international cricket, where the scrutiny now and your technique is really challenged, do you kind of process? Okay, it is that different. Do I need to change it? Do I not need to change it? Yeah. So that's now obviously the.
So what's the
journey.
difference between your backlift then?
Have
You always had that thing?
I must have. I can't imagine how it. I don't think I ever thought consciously to have a backlift. It just
picked up a
just
back.
picked it up either through. I mean, I sometimes try and rationalize it. That I played with my brother in the backyard, in a courtyard basically, and the door is the wicket. So you have to stand very close to the door. So how else can you bring the bat out? Honestly, so I just try and think to myself, well, how did it develop? Maybe a bit of that, maybe a bit of tennis as well. Where tennis, there's a kind of a loop before you hit your forehand. I don't know, but yeah, it has its pros and cons, I guess. So.
Yeah, fascinating. I mean, you don't realise when you're a kid, all the little practices you do every day in the house and how just live with you.
Alistair Cook had a similar thing where his alleyway was like, he would come this way and then go this way. So the only it's a pull shot.
Yeah.
So his brother used to only throw him and he used to just go. I remember him telling me that, and I thought, no wonder he's
Just
so good.
became like his thing.
Yeah, I've heard of the War Brothers. Now, obviously, I'm not sure how true it is, but I heard a story that the runs were on the left on the leg side, so they all became very strong.
Yeah.
You know, kind of working the ball to the leg side, because all these small things when you're growing up.
Definitely, they definitely make an impact.
Talk us through that Test debut. Like you just said, you were 21 years of age, India, like pressure's on. You just spoke about how when you were young, like how relaxed you were, but now like...
Yeah, no, I remember that test. I was completely relaxed. It was just an enjoyment and a surreal feeling of being with the South African team, playing with Cullis, Pollock, and who are you playing against? You're Sachin, Sehwag, Ganguly, Laxman. You're playing against some crazy players, guys who we grew up for 10 years watching, So it was a totally enjoyable experience. I got 20 odd in the first game, in the first innings.
24.
Yeah,
Did you
and then no, I batted about 5 or 6.
Okay.
And Irfan Pathan got me with a pretty good nut. The ball was reverse swinging, and it kind of just pitched outside leg, and you exaggerate it with that. You get ball, and you're like, whoa. Yeah, it was a good ball. But it was a good nut. It was, second inning, I think Harbhajan got me caught. I was adjudged out. I think with DRS, there might have been, I would have given the referral there. Back then, the appeal was everything. It was a great experience. Wow, packed crowd in Eden Gardens as well. Really, really buzzing. And I remember being about 15 or 20 meters away from, if I'm at cover, so mid-off, and you can't hear a word mid-off is saying, and they're only about 15 meters away. That's how loud it was. And then obviously when Sachin comes into bat, Sachin. The whole stadium is vibrating. So it was a really amazing experience.
I can just imagine at that age, like when Sachin comes in, you've watched him for all these years and makes that noise, like you probably just can't think straight at that
I'm
point,
telling you can't. The noise is just, it's deafening. and that's why huge respect to the Indian cricketers. And they've played like that for as long as probably cricket's been there, and that type of ambience in a stadium, it just makes the game so much more intense.
And then 18 months after that, you play New Zealand, 149 off, and an 84, sorry. And a lot of people felt like he's arrived. Did you feel, what were you thinking at the time?
No, so after I played 3 tests initially, the one in India and then 2 against England in South Africa. And then it didn't go too well, so I got dropped for about a year and a half. And then coming back, obviously now is probably where I started to feel that type of pressure. Because now you got dropped and now you come back into the team. Fortunately got 100. So
did you have to feel, when you played, did you feel like you had to show that you changed? Or you
I did. Yeah. Absolutely. Because once I got dropped, it was all about the backlift, and there were some ex-players who were convinced that you can never play Test cricket if you have a backlift like that. And they were quite vocal about it. So at the time, you don't know anything. Only once you get dropped, and it's all in the papers, and even people you meet on the street are, hey, Ash, what's happening? Well, how come you're not scoring runs? And when you're going to change your technique? And it's kind of overwhelming at 21 to kind of process all of this. And I remember going to a coach, Phil Russell at that stage. He was our domestic coach. Beautiful coach, and probably the perfect person for that time for me. And I said, Phil, bro, I need to change this backlift. Got to get it down straight. And honestly, his words were, Ash, he's from Derbyshire. I wish I could do a Derbyshire accent, but I can't. But he said, if you scored runs with it before, you'll score runs with it again. And at 21, you know better than everyone else, right? So I was like, no, I'm changing it. No matter what, I'm changing it. So spent a lot of time in the nets, like 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, for about 3 or 4 months in the off season, trying to straighten the backlift. And in my mind, I was kind of convinced, okay, the backlift now is good, solid. I'm striking it well. So the season starts, and fortunately, I managed to get some runs, and things are going well. And I can't believing that actually, you know what? It's from the straight backlift. I mean, what other reason would I be scoring runs? Since that was the Achilles heel, apparently. So, and then towards the back end of that season, we had a one-day comp. And I get bowled, and I come back into the change room, go onto the laptop to have a look at the dismissal and just some batting. And then it's the first time I'm watching myself bat post getting dropped from the national team. And I see the back looks exactly the same. Honestly, I was flabbergasted. And after watching it a few times, I'm like, no way. I said, Phil. I said, Phil. He comes there. I said, Phil, it looks exactly the same. He said, I told you. I said, why did you tell me that he's looking the same? He says, you weren't going to listen.
It's pure psychology.
Pure psychology. And it was that moment that I kind of thought, no, blow this. I'm not going to worry about the backlift anymore. And it's just the more crucial aspects of, having a decent technique, watching the ball, having a clear mind, and those type of kind of principles that I put more focus in. And then, and it's just so happened with that in mind, even though I had a backlift that kind of went to gully, it became a little bit smoother and less rushed, because I think mentally now I'm putting focus on the important things, as opposed to, because at times when you get bogged down in a technical thing, you stop watching the ball. You can't, you know, Rash, I don't know. You stop watching the ball. Yeah. And then because you're so fixated on, the mind is occupied on, is my technique correct? Is my leg here or backlift here? And I was missing straight balls at that stage during the peak of the confusion of my backlift. I missed straight balls throughout, but I was missing more straight balls at that stage because you're just preoccupied with that.
Yeah. And you get your national contract, you hit 1,559 runs in the next 19 tests with an average of 59. Mo, you recently said that, was it Stu Broad you were saying you played with him, you could tell that he believed he was going to play for England. Yeah. At what point, if at any point, did you feel like my sort of like, not my seat is set, but like you were going to be a fixture in this South African team?
No, I don't think I ever felt that. Early days. Maybe, after playing 30 or 40 tests and getting some runs under your belt, and then you feel, okay, you've got
A bit at ease, yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
a
you
bit
got an idea, okay, because you've got runs, you're gonna probably bat it in this position, or you're gonna get a run at this position for a while. That early doors, you're never sure, because you're only a few games away from getting dropped. Yeah, so we were just one of the fortunate ones that managed to get some runs. And even after that innings against New Zealand, I got 100 there and a 50, I think, in the next game. But there was a lean patch after that too. So I was on the verge of getting dropped before the next 100 came. And then, yeah, so that was like, you know, you're never quite sure. Even after 20 games, you still, you know, if you're not performing consistently, you're never guaranteed a spot.
I feel like no one in cricket is ever like.
Because I told you,
It's a completely different sport as well, because you can get out first ball, you know,
can-
and then be it. Come on.
No, cricket can, like, it's not a game where you're like, I've cracked it, or I'm on top. You know, it's like, it's like you might be playing well 1 minute, and literally within 3 weeks, you're in the worst form of your life.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Switches quick.
I think it's because there's variables. I mean, obviously, you got the pitch you're playing on, the bowlers at you. You got fielders where you're going to hit the ball in the middle of the bat. You got the weather.
Yourself.
You know,
Timings.
your own, you know,
Games.
butterflies in your stomach or demons in your head that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
It's a lot of variables. So I think
Sometimes the
that's
timings of when you're actually going into bat, it might not be the best time to go on bat.
Yeah.
Like, right at the end of the day, and it's like,
Not different to football, because all you do is football, get the ball, pass it to the next person.
I don't think you should simplify it like that.
no, it's like, so some games you might wake up and think, you know, today will be really positive. I used to be like that. But down the order, I used to be like, oh, I'm going to be positive today. And you're going to get me like 30 for 5, and you can't just go out and play shots. And you got to be like, but mentally, I'm not for this.
Yeah.
And some days I used to be like, oh, I'm going to give myself 10, 15, 20 balls, whatever it is. I go in and it's like 3 balls left. It's like, it's so different.
I'd probably say that's something you managed very well throughout your career, right? Like, regardless of the situation, you were pretty true to how you batted.
Well, it was easier for us, for me, because I'm in the top of the order nearly all the time. Mo obviously was floating his whole career from 1 to 9, I think.
I don't know what's happening.
It was classic case of, Mo, keep your pads on.
It's the spinners on, you go in.
Yeah, so it's easier for us because
Yeah.
I knew that I'm going to be facing the new ball, and in Test cricket, at number 3, you're facing the new ball majority of the time. So I think it's touch easier. They had to have a template to work with.
It's easier in that way, but it's also like batting 3 is like
It's
tough.
tough.
Yeah,
It's like you're in for a fight. No matter, most of the time,
No
it's
matter
like,
what,
most of the time it's a fight.
Yeah, the most impressive one is to be an opening batter in Test cricket, man. Honestly, that's as a batsman, there's no more difficult challenge. And that's why when people say who's the best batter in the world and who's been the best, it's very hard to answer that because it's position specific. If you go who's the best opener, then you can have actually a logical conversation on it. But I mean, imagine putting a number 5 batter to open the batting. It's not going to be the same.
It's true.
It's
And
just
sometimes the other way around.
Other way around, I mean, those of us on the top of the order to suddenly bat in the middle. I mean, you walk in India, spinners are operating. Well, now they're operating from the first over, but back then they at least gave you 15 overs of steam up front. Then it's so the top order we find it very difficult at the bottom, and a middle order, and the middle order would find it tough at the top.
Yeah, I think there came a point where obviously everything we just discussed, then you sort of like pieced it together at the Oval. 311 not out. South Africa's first Test 100. Talk us through that.
Yeah, it was. There was a build up to that actually. You know, we had gone as a South African team to Switzerland on a pre-season or pre-tour camp for about 3 or 4 days. To the dismay of a lot of ex-cricketers back home who said, no, we should have spent those 3 or 4 days in England, acclimatizing, playing a warm-up game. But Gary Kirsten was the head coach at that time, and he felt it better we go to Switzerland for a kind of a camp. And it was really amazing. First, you got to see Switzerland. You got to see the snow-capped mountains. We treading in the snow, and there was some activity that really kind of bonded the team. And it gave us all the sense that no matter what challenge we were going to face, we can get through it because it was so difficult there at during the camp. So I think that was the build up to the first test where we got there, and I think England were pretty much in a good position at 270 odd for 3. I think in the first day, Ali Cook got a 100. He batted amazingly, and then because games went to 5 days, and we were thinking 5 days. Now you're actually just thinking of getting the game done quickly. So there was no time constraint, and we just managed to lock in, and it was a good wicket, and we managed to grind through our innings there. Yeah,
Casual 300.
very grinded.
That's the series. That's not the series we met.
What do you mean? You
That's
didn't
the
play?
series. No, as in.
It was, I think.
It was, isn't it?
Yeah, it
When we
was.
played that one-
Because we straight after the Oval,
Yeah.
that test.
That's right.
We had the Worcester
Yeah,
warm-up
yeah.
game, and I didn't play that game. I remember,
Yeah,
so
you
I got
didn't play.
time to
Too
meet
big.
Mo, and it was.
That's just too big to play that game.
No, I was fatigued.
Yeah.
You don't. During the game, even the day after the game, you actually feel still energetic, but it was about 3 or 4 days after the fatigue really set in of the entire game, and maybe the emotion of winning the game and having got some runs, and mentally I was just needing a break. And as I said, it takes Gary at that time was our coach, and he just said, no, just take it off, without even me even bringing it up. I was happy to play the warm-up game, and he just said, no, take it off. And I think it was one of the best things to do at that time,
No one's happy to play the war.
When he hit the 311, I'm guessing you guys probably watched it live on TV. What was happening at home, especially with what you said earlier, like you said, he inspired you to grow your beard and stuff like
Even
that.
for buzzing,
Yeah.
I think I told Hash this, even his first 100. I think he was knocked out overnight one time. Or he was batting out, like obviously I'm in the UK, whatever. And I prayed for Hash. Because I was like, honestly, I made like a special dua for it, yeah. And Hash then I think was like 100. What did you get? 100?
149.
Yeah, it was that. Then I saw it was at 135 the next morning. I get up. I was like, buzzing. That's me.
That's you.
Because of me. But yeah, that was like for obviously everyone. Obviously, like it's an inspiration for
of
all the
course.
players, and so when you got the 100, like the whole country, even in England, was like proud of it.
In that period, obviously, you played with some of the best cricketers ever. We just spoke about this, and some of the best personalities as well. Maybe like cricket's changed a lot now, but like Dale Steyn, AB de Villiers, Jacques Kallis, Mackay and Tini. What was the dressing room like at that time?
Yeah, amazing. I would say from about 2008 or maybe 2010 onwards, we had an amazing dressing room. Obviously, you had myself, AB, JP Duminy, Moeen Ali, Dale. We were similar age, on the similar age group of, I think maybe we were around the 25, 26s, with a bit of test experience under our belts, and we've played together for so many years. And we are feeling a little bit more comfortable in the team, so we are a little bit more maybe natural in the team. So the vibe was really good, and Graham Smith, he was an amazing captain. He kind of just gelled everybody together. So the team vibe was just really good. And I think it showed in the performances as well, that everybody felt united. It was a united cause of playing for the country. It was a lot tougher earlier because, as a player, you have your own insecurities to deal with. So maybe you don't enjoy a team vibe, or you can't enjoy it because you're kind of pretty much stuck in your own performances and trying to, make an impression in the team. But I'd say from 2010 onwards, it was really, really enjoyable.
You also, you mentioned the players you had, but you had certain players that you complemented each other very well, and you and AB obviously complemented each other really well.
Yeah, we had some amazing partnerships. I think AB's style of play, he's very positive. There's always action happening. And mine was maybe the opposite. He's pretty much the opposite of it. We just block it and get So we kind of complemented each other and managed to get good partnerships. I always loved batting with him, and obviously Jacques Kallis, Test cricket as well. And Jacques was just, he's probably the best cricketer that I've ever seen play. We didn't see Gary Sober's play, but Jacques, suddenly his stats and the way he carried out, we learnt a lot from it. I think without even needing him to speak a lot, it was just the observation of watching him play, how he went about his trade, his practice, how much of care he gave to every ball, was a real example of a proper batsman.
You and him had some massive partnerships.
Yeah, we had some
Actually, it
big
was more you and him, wasn't it? A lot of the
Yeah,
time.
it was a 3 and 4.
3-4,
You know,
yeah.
3 and 4.
Yeah.
I'd say AB and I, we had some test partnerships, but it was more on the one day. Then one
Yeah.
day as
yeah,
in,
yeah,
and
that's right.
that we ended up batting at 3 at opening, and he was at 3 or 4. But batting with colours in those test matches was it really was an education. Like a long lesson of what it
How to
takes.
bat.
Yeah, how to bat.
Yeah.
And as Mo said earlier, we were fortunate to maybe grow up in that generation where we still had the respect and awe for real batsmanship.
Yeah.
Watching a test match, and you can actually see the old school values, of bravery, discipline, these type of things come through, and you almost see it in the face of a player, and you appreciate it. And I suppose as a youngster, I mean, if you have those kind of values that you are seeing in a game, you aspire for it. You want to be disciplined and have this bravery. If guys are bowling bumpers at pace, and you get through it. I mean, we know that famous one when Alan Don was bowling to Michael Atherton. It's a very famous. I think it was Headingley. I can't remember which way. We were watching it on TV. We were like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like awe-inspiring cricket to watch. 2003 Ashes, or was it 2005 Ashes?
2005, yeah.
2005 Ashes. Incredible. Fast bowling. Huge, courage from bowlers, from batters. Those type of values, we grew up with, and yeah, it's something we still hold dear.
I find it really interesting because obviously you played with Jacques Alice and you saw him as like someone you could learn from. Eventually, you end up captaining the test team.
Yeah.
So now you're in that position.
Right.
How did you wear that responsibility?
I suppose it's a natural progression now. Yeah, at the time, being more senior in the team, and Graham had retired, and the team needed a captain, and a couple of the players had asked me. I didn't have any intention to do it. A couple of the players had asked, hey, Hashim, are you thinking of putting your name forward? I was like, I don't know. I said, no, if you do it, we'll back you,
You're trying to get the team.
So that kind of prompted the interest of putting it. And then a couple of the people in admin asked, because I had captained our domestic team under 19. So you have this kind of touch of the game. Yeah, so that's where the captaincy came from.
Would you, knowing him, would you say he's had that leadership quality in him that you'd imagine if you didn't know him and you only knew him as a cricketer, that he would be?
Definitely, yeah, 100%. It has to, you did in the 19s, it is domestic side, and you have those qualities, and you're playing with great Graham Smith was a great, you played with them, you learned from them. But yeah, Hash was always, we always thought it was almost a natural progression that Hash was going to be captain.
You'd also you'd go over and speak to Graham Smith quite a lot, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. So on the field, it's impossible not to want to share an idea that comes. And honestly, Graham was so amazing. He was open to suggestions at any stage, whether from me or from anybody else. So I would go to Graham and give my 2 cents worth. They take it or not. It's not the important thing. And that kept me, that's the only way I could enjoy the game, is when you're involved in it and you're kind of strategizing and you're finding nuances that keep the game exciting. Probably the hardest part was actually following Graham as a captain for South Africa. Because when you follow somebody who's been the captain for the team for about 10 years maybe, and he was a larger-than-life captain, heroics on all formats, and just an amazing guy. It was probably difficult now in hindsight when I think about it. He was a difficult guy to follow. And our personalities is different. He's very outspoken. He's physically big, so he has those qualities, and mine is slightly the opposite. I rather strategize or speak a little less loudly, so to say. So following that was really enjoyable, but now I could see actually it was quite a change for a team to adjust to it.
I feel like probably thinking less at that time probably helps you more, right?
Yeah.
I think most touched on this before. I can't remember what you were referencing, but you basically mentioned that like you actually didn't even think about like I think being captain. I think you said you just kind of did the job, and now when you reflect on it, you kind of go, "There's a lot of weight that you took on without really realizing." Is that what you were saying before?
I can't remember what you're talking about, but yeah, probably.
We've spoken a lot. To be fair. We've spoken a lot.
Yeah, but it is.
That's exactly how it is.
Yeah.
At the time, you wing
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
and only after you're like, sure, actually, that was pretty tough.
Yeah.
You have to deal with,
Yeah.
so many sideshows that come up within the team, outside the team, and sometimes it takes the focus away from your batting, which is your primary thing, and sometimes it doesn't. But it's a lot that goes on the plate of a captain, certainly international cricket.
That's where I think if it just, but so he took over after Moggs, and even though Moggs is quiet, and so is Just really, but it was like it's tough taking over a captain that's done really well and has the team a certain way, or everything functions, and you're not doing anything different on purpose. It's just you are different,
Yeah.
and you have your different, and it's just finding different ways of doing it.
I think it's tough in general because obviously South Africa had 2011, 2015, 2019. We spoke to AB about 2015 and how like difficult that was for him personally. How did you personally take that 2015? Was that the worst one of the lot?
Yeah, it was the most disappointing of the lot, considering we had a really good team and we were playing good
well.
cricket, and a lot of us were, like performing really well. So it was a difficult loss to take, but yeah, it happens. Unfortunately, and we didn't. You don't deserve anything in life. Right? I don't anyway. So when it didn't happen, you feel like the other team played better, and so be it. Disappointing at the time, but you kind of just move on.
That's where like you were saying earlier, like when sometimes you're too desperate. So if you have certain players, they obviously get hurt a lot more. So I know Imran Tahir talks about it like 2015, and he's like he was heartbroken, and so like, but he's almost like puts everything on.
Yeah.
Whereas like Hash would be somebody who's like, if you deserve it, you'll win it. Or if you not deserve it.
If it's gifted to you,
if it's meant for you,
if it's
you'll
meant
do
for
it,
you, you get it, and you're gifted. And it's easy. I found to have no regrets or no qualms about it, because absolutely every player in the team was totally committed.
Yeah.
There were no stone that was not turned in trying to achieve a goal. So, I'm okay with that. I'm disappointed we lost, but I know everybody tried their best to the absolute max, but it wasn't meant to be.
We've spoken about that a little bit with previous times with England. How like sometimes like I think we've also said with sort of Baz Ball and Ben Stokes as well that as long as they lose in their style, obviously no one wants to lose, but it's better to lose that way than
play like something like
just play terribly and it go wrong.
I think also it's more up to the individual. Like say Hash, what his mindset was, what his lifestyle was as well. I think that played a big part. Religion played a big part in terms of how he looks at things. Give it your all, but then whatever happens type of thing. I think that's what played a big part in Hash.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much of fortune that goes in.
Yeah.
It's not luck. I just say it's fortune.
Yeah.
England won in 2019, and we know the ball is the bat. I mean,
we were talking about that.
you will never be able to
Write a
script something like that.
Just a lot of like sliding doors moments.
So it's
Just it's a lot happens that you can't control, and it just happens, and then you kind of adapt the game around what's happening and all that kind of stuff. So
You don't think so?
No, everybody's different in how they take things. Like I say, Imi, like he shows that emotion. Really gets a lot disappointed at heart. Hash, complete opposite. They see it differently, but they're still both driven towards the same goal. They're still
It's a
both
team
giving
thing,
it
so
100% in that
So
way.
Hash's personality would be great for the team. So would Imi's.
it's all
So all like depending
Comes
on
together.
Yeah,
But as long as they got that common goal of what we're trying to achieve as a team, is trying to become the best and win the World Cup.
And that just comes above everything else. Yeah.
Each individual got their own way of dealing with things and what they see. But if it doesn't affect anybody else in the team, then you got a great team gelling together.
We've got to talk about the time when you two came up against you. Also, Rash, you played against Hash a few times.
yeah.
Yeah.
Played against
Got him out a
Hash.
few times.
Actually, I don't think I have. I can't remember. Actually, I
Surely
don't think
you remember.
I've not bowled many times against Hash.
it'd be white ball, isn't it?
I remember playing a champo against Hash at Surrey. Did you get double under? I can't remember where you got. You got something just
150, I think.
15. You
Hash got a lot of runs against us.
about 15 years ago, I reckon that was Hash. Just there we go, nice double under. Okay, right.
No, Mo's got me out, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He remembers. Come on.
He's got me out a couple of
Couple
times.
times.
Test matches, one day. Yeah.
Test match.
Birmingham.
But was it Birmingham?
Yeah, the last test of our 2017 series. I'm going to say LBW
Was it
there.
Lords? It was Lords, first innings. Down the slope.
Okay, maybe
LB.
Lords as well.
LBW. It comes up on my...
Playing cross.
it comes up on my... you know that on this day.
Yeah.
And World Cup 2016, when you and Quinny were smacking it.
Oh, in India.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know how you
correct.
missed that. Actually.
Yeah,
How did you
it
get
was a
out?
slog sweep. I
LBW.
just swung and I missed it. Yeah, I
it was
remember.
slug sweep.
I remember.
But Hash got a lot of runs against it. Like
Yeah.
double
Yeah.
100 at Cape Town.
Didn't play that.
100 at Centurion.
Didn't play that.
Yeah.
Many times. So Hash got loads.
we got to
Even
talk
the
about,
other day we were talking, we were playing against Hash in the Legends, and AB smacker. I go, Hash, come on, just have one Hash. Have one
I
flipping
ain't
hack
having
with
the
them.
hack.
He's like, nah.
Nah, but you want to enjoy batting, yeah.
we got to talk about that insane test against England where Ben Stokes hits 200
That Cape Town.
58.
Cape Town.
Yeah. England then make 629. Looks like it's done. And then obviously you come in 201 off 477 balls. You spent 707 minutes at the crease, and because you just said then I'm not going to hack at it. I'm going to stay.
No, but he had a random. I think around 190.
Yeah. That's correct.
Yeah,
Something.
and he went for one. It was like
Against you.
Came down the wicket.
came
and
down the
tried to
wicket, hit.
straight
Ruti
up.
didn't see it.
Oh.
So like he had his glass and it's like the lighting wasn't like, you know, when the sun's coming down. It was back another day, I think. And he's like, Ruti, get the catch the flipping ball. Let me get him out. And then he got to his double.
Yeah.
Cut. I think it was 100 or double. He just cut one. I just get balled an absolute pie. But I'll actually remember that game for. I bowled 50 overs for no wickets. Number
52 overs.
one. Yeah.
Oh, you got
But
it exactly.
it was actually-
I know what
it
you're going to
was-
say.
it was actually the-
Babuma's,
Sorry?
was it Temba's 100 one?
Temba. No,
you-
I was gonna say. Go on.
Okay, no, you
Oh,
go.
Temba. So like Temba was batting, right, and there was a lot of pressure on him. I think it was like the first black player.
Yeah, correct.
You know, he just came in and everyone wanted him to do well, but there's obviously a lot of people that probably didn't want him to do well as well. But anyway, he was on 90 something and he nicks one. I'm at third man and I'm running thinking, he could get 100 here. He's on 90 something. You could get 100 here. And I just rolled over and the ball just went for 4. He got his 100. That wasn't the reason why he got his 100.
Yeah, of course.
But
They give it one of
No,
Hash's
but
dives.
you already had bowled about 50 overs.
yeah, I bowled a lot of overs, and I just rolled. I was like, well, we got his 100. But also, I was actually going to say, was the crowd that day
Yeah.
was like, so we had obviously there's a lot of English fans and South African fans in Cape Town, and for a period of time, honestly, they were like Hashim, and then all the South African fans would sit down, and then the English fans would get up and be like Moeen, and for ages.
Yeah, it was for a long,
For
2
ages.
hours maybe.
Whoa.
It was
Yeah,
just
like
happening.
long, like a full session, and they just kept, and it got louder and more people were getting like involved. It was on YouTube. My son was watching the other day, and it's like, it's unbelievable. But
You was that the you still on about the same test,
Same
right?
game.
Same test,
You,
yeah.
you dragged that to a draw.
Yeah.
we dragged it to a draw.
Yeah, eventually,
Yeah.
because we went ahead and we had just 6 down or
we
5
were
down.
like
so.
6 down, and then Ali had to go in and get 10 out.
But
Yeah, we dragged it. That was a good series, actually. Good series.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
But at the end of that, right after that series, you resigned as captain.
After that test.
After that test, yeah. Oh, yeah, after that
It was
test.
after that was my last test, yeah, as captain.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and I was done. You know, like when you reach a stage now, I was done. So we had gone to India before the England series. We caught a hammering there. Wickets were ragging. We lost, I think, maybe 3-0 or something there. Came back and I was thinking, you know what? I felt like I was not contributing to the team enough, firstly as a batsman and as a captain, not trying to get this team back into winning ways. We played the first test in Durban, and I think you guys beat us. And that's when I decided, you know what, maybe the team would be better off without me. Concentrating on my batting. Although I never felt like it was the captaincy that was contributing to me not getting runs. But I felt like I needed to find a way of just saying, you know what, I need to leave everything to try and get the runs, try and focus. And when I made the decision, I know when I went into bat, I actually felt a bit lighter. Like a bit more, because I knew at the back of my head, okay, you know what, this is the last game as test captain. Oh yeah, and when Stokes was whacking it all over, like, whoa,
didn't
Last game, thank goodness.
He was smashing him and best.
It was honestly amazing batting.
Yeah.
What an incredible ball striking. And I remember how he got out, 250, and he hits one straight up, and AB's at mid wicket, I think. He drops it. And I'm like, oh, man, what can you believe? But he picks it up and he runs him out on the same ball. You know what I mean? Like he drops it, and because when you cross, the batter's like, oh, drops it and he runs him out. Oh man, it was.
You know about that innings. So he got 250 and he smacked it everywhere. Johnny Bairstow got 150. I was batting next, so I'm obviously been waiting for ages. Yeah. But they're smacking it at the ground, and I'm thinking these balls are bowling rockets.
Rabada was bowling, Maury,
and then Stokesy got out, and it's like the third new ball or something. And I faced one ball, and it flew past like here. And then I got a message saying, "Well, we're going to declare it. We're going to declare." I was like, "Johnny, listen, you face this over. We're declaring." And he went 6 because he waiting for him to do this 50. He went 6, and we declared. I was like, "Thank God!" Honestly, about rockets. And I was like, "How are they smacking these guys out the ground like that?"
Mad. I love the fact that you, obviously after like you've been captain, you managed to separate. I feel like a lot of people in many different sports probably struggle to do this, separate like the leadership from your performance. You know, people often say captaincy doesn't bother me, and you obviously rightly said it really didn't bother you, but you need
I felt like it didn't bother me. But I think because I wasn't getting runs, now I'm almost searching for. I need to just focus everything. Yeah, I need to go back and focus everything on the batting, just in case it was. But you know, when I look at that Indian series, the wickets was so tough. Honestly,
them days they were
that was actually the first time that consistently I saw tracks that were spinning so much so early on in the test. When we had traveled to India in 2008, 2010, the wickets start off flat, and usually you find like 400, and other team gets 380, and then the second innings it's all happening. So even chasing 150 or 180 in the last innings is tough, because obviously it's day 4 and day 5. Yeah, but that series was really tough for us. It was, you started to doubt your ability there big time. Huh?
Really? Even at that stage in your career?
Well, when you're not getting runs and you're trying every combination in terms of your batting, you're trying to find answers, and you don't find the answer. You're like, what's going on here? Yeah. But it's all confidence, man. Nothing really changed. You know what I mean? It's a tough conditions, but very tough.
But also as captain, sometimes like some guys just automatically can really do well initially and still captain. But then there's always a stage in your captaincy where it's just tough. There's a lot going on.
It has to be tough.
And there's a lot going on. You think about other things and your focus is off batting or bowling, whatever it is. And you do have to do that sometimes. You just got to give something up for your own game, for the team.
Rash, I've never asked you this, but I'm going to ask you now. You ever considered being a captaincy ever? I
don't think when you say consider, you don't consider yourself to be captain, because you don't put yourself forward to actually say, I'm a candidate to become captain as well. Listen, hear this. I want to hear this.
So you know that 100 team they've got.
Yeah.
That he should captain it.
So did I say I should? Did I say I should? Did you say, or did you ask me and you said you should be captain?
Did you not say?
Did you say to me you should be captain? And I was like, yeah.
But I'm just,
did I play along? Did I mess it up? I messed it down. Did I play along?
I actually believe you should be captain.
But I know I shouldn't be.
But he spoke to Fred, who's the.
I did not speak to Fred. He spoke to me. He needs to get his facts right here. He's going off topic.
That's correct.
He's going off
Fred
topic.
would not come to you about captaincy. Yeah?
Okay.
So
if that's what you think.
So he spoke to Fred about being captain of the
so I went to Fred. So he's saying to me, I went to Fred. I said, Fred, listen, I don't want to be captain.
Fred politely declined.
so this is what you think happened. No, he's going off topic.
No, but Rash, genuinely, I'm not even joking. Rash does have a good cricket brain, and he's got he does have the obviously cricket analysis. He's been playing for years. Yeah. I would love to see him be captain.
If it came about, I'd take it on. But it's never like you say. Firstly, you're thinking like it's like you got to audition for it or something.
No, I think the message goes around. You go. Maybe
no. You don't put your hand up. It's them coming to you almost.
I think so. Yeah.
It's not you saying to them, and I think I should be captain. Yeah. It's never a thing. It's them thinking, okay, he is a potential leader. Let's go to him and chat. So there's never. But even at a younger age, when I was playing whatever, kid, I've captained a few times here and there, but that's.
I think the best leaders generally don't want it.
Yeah, just let it happen, and let the like I said, the team decide in that sense on your behalf and stuff. So Yeah. So, but that's I'll go back to Supercharger. I'll go ask Fred again. Say, Fred, can I become captain? You know what I mean?
Listen, if he's captain of this next 100, we know why.
Yeah,
Started
it's
doing it.
because of Mo.
Yeah.
You won't captain.
No, I won't.
Hash, are you a stats guy? There's a reason I'm asking you this.
It depends how deep you want to go in the
So
stats.
if I reeled off some of your best numbers, would you be
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's
Well, I might have heard it recently. Because now when you retire, like the stats come up more and more often.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? That's the thing.
the
So,
reason I say it is we obviously spoke to AB and he was like, I'm not a stats guy. And he was like, why? He was saying, why do we like fixate on the number 10,000? Why not 9,000 or 8,000? So I'm going to read out some achievements there because they're outrageous. Fastest player to reach 3,000 and 4,000 runs in ODIs. Joint fastest with Babar Azam to reach 6,000 runs in ODIs. Fastest to 7,000 runs in ODIs. And second fastest to 8,000, only just topped by Kohli. First South African batter to score a triple century in Test matches. First South African batter to score 25 centuries in an ODI. There's a lot of things there where I go, I could read out so many more, but we have spoken before. We view you as like a real great. We recently did like a ranking and you were right up there. Do you have you had time to stop and say like you achieved a lot? Like, how does that feel?
bro, it just happened. Honestly, it just happened. I don't know how else to explain it. It just happened. At the time, you just keeping focused on scoring runs, and then if these workouts come, then so be it. I mean, it's never really yours. You know what I'm trying to say? None of it's basically like a patch that gets put on your back. They're never yours. Any record's not yours. So I don't hold it. I don't see any need to hold it. As I said, you don't hold it. It's a
Yeah.
patch that's put onto you. Basically.
Did you ever used to think when you were playing, this many runs is the next benchmark or anything
No,
like that?
not
No,
at all. Absolutely not. As I said, there's too much happening. I felt there's too much happening in the game that kept me occupied anyway. Either strategically playing the game or you're batting off, trying to improve and get better. Because just like our bowlers are getting better, you have to keep up and try and match that and stay one step ahead. So whatever happens after that, so be it, man.
Did you guys see anyone playing now? It reminds you of like a young Hash.
As a player.
No,
isn't
nothing,
there really?
no, nothing crossed my mind. There's only one Hashim.
Do you still watch a lot of cricket, or like what do you do in your spare time now?
No, I don't watch. As a coach, I now end up watching a lot more than when I'm not coaching. Commentary, yeah, you have to watch. And I keep in touch with what's happening in the game, but watching takes a bit of time. And yeah, that's the thing. It does take a lot of time. Even to watch a full T20, it's taking 3.5 hours. And yeah, when you finish cricket, there's a lot of other things that need to get taken care of. So you don't have the time to just watch cricket like that.
You play paddle?
Yeah, I do. I mean, that's the only fitness I really enjoy.
Or do.
I do. It's the only one I enjoy. Well, I enjoy actually indoor soccer, football, and tennis. But paddles, it's kind of taken off in South Africa. So, yeah, and you get a good workout. I mean, that's the main thing.
How good is he?
He's very good. He's a good player.
I feel like it's a little bit of a cheat code and a reoccurring theme that like because you played cricket, you're almost destined to be good at paddle. Almost
No,
destined
not
to be.
paddle.
No.
It's because we played sports. As we were talking earlier. Growing up, you play a variety of sports. So there's certain things that just come a bit more natural.
I do think with so when you take up a sport like paddle, so the cricket's like a lot technical, right? So you're always working on technique, whatever. So picking up a technique of something is not that.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes repetition and
But
time,
it's not difficult to understand it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
right.
thing.
So I think that's where cricketers are quite good in terms of.
Yeah, you're already wired in seeing something achieve something else. You can kind of you program to. Well, in batting, it's like that. One thing can lead to another thing. So yeah,
What do they call it? Like biomechanics. They like you can.
That's what I mean. Like biomechanically, you guys are well
can pick up
advanced.
things.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Something you touched on earlier, which I really liked actually, and I don't like a lot what you're saying at the start of the episode, was how like inspirational it was to see like Hash, and Hash also mistaken himself for you while he was watching the TV.
Both look like.
Look like
No, but you know what I get a lot.
Oh, we know this.
I get a lot of like.
Yeah, we said that before.
You're the cricketer from South
Yeah,
Africa.
I get the Moeen now.
Really?
Yeah.
In reverse.
I get
All the
Hash
English
a
guys.
lot. No,
Moeen
but I
Ali,
get
Moeen
Hash.
Ali.
I get Hash so much like it's a joke. And it goes to periods, so like, I won't get it for ages. No, not ages, but I won't get it for a bit of time. And then like all of a sudden, must be the like, I must be looking like Hash at that period of time.
Maybe when you shave your head.
That's what I did when I grew up. But it's like everyone like I was in Dubai not long ago and it was like Hashim Amla. I was like, no, that's the South African cricketer. And there's like walk on further down the things. Yeah, Hashim Amla. Like for ages, like Hashim. I mean, yeah, I don't mind it. It's good.
Yeah. You know, because you got such similarities. Obviously, physically, obviously you're more Usher.
Well, it's more the looks as well, isn't it?
Yeah. But do you guys like? Question to all three of you, really. Do you guys understand like how many people you could have like inspired? Like, there's a generation of people from now till forever that are inspired by not only the way you look, but the way you behave, the similarities that you have.
But I think that's just come from us lot generally from a young age just playing cricket. I think naturally if you conduct yourself in a good manner and stick to your morals in that way, I think naturally it'll just take care of itself without you trying too hard to be that role model. It'll just happen when you live in a good way. I think naturally it'll follow.
There's a responsibility, isn't it? You're not just representing like it's your family, your parents, so there's your brothers, and so there's a bit more of a responsibility in terms of that. That's how I see it anyway. And and the whole like the tag of a role model and stuff, that just comes from.
I guess not role model. I mean, just generally, if I'm like a young South Asian cricketer playing cricket, you said earlier, like considering having a beard, all those things are you guys have maybe not even consciously considered. You've just done, and then you've happened to become some of the greatest cricketers who happen to come from this background, who happen to have beards, like that. Aside from role model, you get that like people will look at you and go, "You've made me believe that I can be something."
Yeah, no, that I think naturally happens. So like I said earlier, that was a Hash for me, because I always used to have a bit of doubt in my head about like should I do it, should I not? Because you get advice from other people, and I remember like I was like, well, if Hash is doing it, I can do it. I should do it. And then I did it, and then I'm sure there's other people who've probably done it from Hash, Rash, myself, whatever. So yeah.
How about for yourself, Hash?
Yeah, I think it's as Rash said, it's a byproduct of just trying to play the game and play the game in the way that you want to play the game, not get caught up in the glitz and glamour of playing cricket or international cricket or even franchise cricket. Realizing that nothing lasts forever, everything is going to end, so you have to conduct yourself and listen. Maybe Mo and Rash, but I'm definitely not a saint, right?
Yeah,
That's right. So knowing that we all have our own flaws, but you still plug away and try and live a life in a wholesome way. Yeah, knowing that we do have a responsibility as well, being an international cricketer, and that responsibility gets put onto you, not with you wanting it. So if any good has come from it, I'm very thankful and grateful for it. And there's a lot of people to thank along the line of, if any good has come to me from somebody else, it's because there's a line of goodness that has come from. Certainly, my parents and all my teachers and all of that. So I never take it personally, because I know if they found something that I'm doing that they find good in, it's actually not just me, it's from somebody else. So yeah, it's an unintended thing that happens. And we hope that that good can continue, and certainly don't take any of our evils with.
Yeah, and also like your job is to score runs or take wickets initially. And then if it makes people happy, then you're doing a great job. I think, whether you like even just to see you on the screen playing for your country or franchise, whatever. If it makes the people around you.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Honestly, there's so many people now that are retired. In fact, when we were playing as well, who come up to you and they will be in their 20s now, and they say their childhood was watching us play and how wonderful the team was and how much of fun and to understand. And it makes me feel really, glad because you ended to somebody's joy of their childhood, Similarly, like we had people we were watching on screen who gave us great joy. I mean, when Jonty Rhodes, his fielding, I remember he was one of the earlier superstars of South African cricket when we were growing up. It wasn't a batsman or bowler, it was a fielder, you know what I mean? If you think about it, it's pretty incredible. And I think Abbas, AB, even spoke about that. We were like motivated as, wow, what a fielder, and changed the kind of landscape of fielding. So, it's an unintended thing, and as long as we try and respect that too.
All right, well, let's wrap this with a final question. What's your personal, purely hypothetical, all-time World 11? Can just be your favourite 11 players ever, whether you've played with them, watched them. Anyone spring to mind?
Yeah, these are tough ones, right?
Yeah.
Because there's so many players we want to fit in. It's test match, or what are we looking at?
Test.
Let's do test. Let's do 11. You know,
Yeah.
like a team.
Yeah, team 11, yeah. You give him a hand.
Yeah, bro. It's a Graham Smith opening the batting. Yeah.
Any Aussies in there?
Let him carry on first.
jeez.
I'm just letting him know. I'm just letting him know. Just for fun.
Honestly, because you
You
forget,
need the help,
Yeah.
Just come on, man.
Like Matthew Hayden.
Yeah,
Matthew Hayden
no,
and
We
Graham
talked
Smith.
about him earlier. He was
Yeah,
Who's
Matthew
the-
Hayden and Graham Smith. 3. The Wall. Dravid.
Dravid, yeah, I thought you
Dravid
would
at
go.
3.
Yeah.
I'd have to go. Sheesh. See, this is tough now. 'Cause I absolutely
Ponting,
love.
Lara,
Ponting,
Sachin,
love. But he was
yeah.
the number 3 batter for England, for Australia.
Yeah.
So I like Ponting at 4. Colours 5.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Keeper.
No, I got AB 6. You know what? No. AB will be 6, but he'll be the keeper.
Yeah.
All right.
He makes this, yeah. All rounder.
Yeah. All
I
round.
got Callis.
You got Callis is on 7.
How many
can afford to have another
South
batter.
Africans in
another
that?
batter. So
7?
maybe AB can go to
Seven.
7. It's a bit low for him, but
Yeah.
Have you got 4 South Africans there as well? Actually, it's good.
Yeah,
the South Africa 11.
it's classic.
So you can put another batter at 6.
Yeah.
Can be a top order batter, doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
correct.
Sachin.
Oh, no.
So De Villiers at
Has to
6 at
be
the moment, yeah?
Sachin.
Has to be Sachin.
Has to be. I
Yeah.
can't put Sachin at 6 then.
So you just
You know
swap
what
the
I'm
order.
trying to
Yeah,
say? Yeah, we just-
yeah.
No, but he's in. He's
So you got
in.
top
he's
7
in.
there, yeah?
Yeah, top
Yeah.
7 there.
Bowlers.
Right.
Oh,
All
I have
rounder.
2 spinners, Murli and.
That's because you
and-
just want time to go. You feel it to go quickly.
yeah, get the 90 overs done. So it's Murli and Shane Warne,
No brainer.
9.
and then what's that? 8
Two
and 9.
seamers.
2 seamers. Wow. I'll go McGrath and Dale.
Good level.
I'd go there because you got Cullis to bowl as a third
Yeah,
seamer.
third seamer. Yeah.
No left arm seamer in there.
Give me a name.
Wazim.
Macron.
Oh, shucks, man.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do here?
No,
No.
I
That's
think that's a
Yeah.
good side.
Dale
Nice, good
Steyn.
side.
Steyn.
He's-
Yeah,
He
Steyn-
said-
Oh, Steyn, sorry,
it's
sorry.
McGrath and
Oh, sorry,
Steyn.
sorry.
McGrath was unbelievable, isn't it?
Now, as you said, when we were growing up,
Yeah.
watching this
Same,
guy
yeah.
bowl,
Yeah.
He just didn't miss.
Didn't miss. Him and Pollock
But yeah,
at that time.
they were the
Actually,
two.
Polly's the other guy. I mean,
Yeah.
averages 21, I think, with the ball,
Yeah.
30 with the bat.
I think
So
Polly came up in
underrated.
our underrated 11. didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't get-
So we did like an underrated 11, and there was loads of players, obviously.
Yeah.
Graham Smith, we didn't put him in, but he was like, he's really underrated.
Yeah.
I
And
think he
not
is.
underrated.
No.
He's rated, but like not talked about
Yeah,
like
talked about, yeah.
other guys so much. And Pollock was the other one, but they're obviously a lot more.
And Polly and McGrath, man. And at their prime, they were bowling at a high 130s.
Yeah.
Imagine. With that accuracy, it's just
And it's
phenomenal.
like it was.
Yeah.
I remember watching.
They
you
were
know,
tall,
Like
it
you
was-
say, when we were kids watching,
Yeah.
and they just wouldn't miss.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as soon as McGrath came on, like
Yeah.
It was hitting there every time.
Just
every
bang,
single time,
bang,
and like
bang.
in and out,
And it wasn't like it was 90 clicks. It was just 85, 86.
Yeah.
Just
Quick.
boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the accuracy, innit? If
Yeah.
the accuracy is good.
It's
Yeah.
like another one of your favorites, Mohamed Asif.
Oh, man. Amazing.
It's 80 mile an hour, but it was the
Bit more
zip
than
off
that.
the
Yeah,
pitch.
but more than 80,
zip off the
but,
pitch.
zip off the pitch and, dare I say, the subtleties of the ball. You know what I mean? Like in, away,
Yeah.
and tight. Every defense is you questioning
testing,
your own
yeah.
defense. Like,
yeah.
you're basically not defending like that. You do
There's just when they don't miss and it goes in and out and it's like constantly and you're like that looks unbelievable.
Yeah. We literally just had this conversation with AB that like the bowlers of that era, like yes, there's great bowlers now, but the bowlers that era, we just named like 5 or 6. And when you're picking bowlers, it's so hard to pick them.
it's very
You
hard.
just can't compare eras though.
It's hard.
No,
That's
I'm
the
not
thing.
comparing.
That's the
I'm
thing.
just saying like that era was
Yeah.
so special.
Because imagine,
it's different
it
because
was. But
definitely.
imagine like
When this era
McGrath
finishes.
bowls there all the time, and he's obviously he would be a great now as well, obviously. But like a couple of scoops,
Yeah.
like what would you change? What,
Yeah,
what,
what
what,
would
what would you
True.
go to?
Yeah.
So this is just different.
I mean, Bumrah now,
Yeah,
for example.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bumrah's
he's easily the best all-format bowler
Yeah.
around.
definitely.
Incredible, man.
Hash, thank you very much.
Sure.
I enjoyed
Thanks,
that, man. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Ash.
Top man.
We took it easy on you there.
I definitely did. I was holding back here, Ash. Maybe off camera. We'll have a chat.
To be fair, I was going to ask you, do you guys have any questions before we go? I should have asked you on the last one, but you've always got a question because you want my job.
Go on,
so-
Ash. But no question, no seriously, everything has been said. It was very
Top
good.
stuff. Thank you very much. You guys watching or listening, thank you for watching and listening. And of course, if you've not watched the 311, go and watch it. Fix that tonight. It was incredibly special. Again, Hash, thank you so much. See you the next one. And here's a teaser for next week's Beard Before Wicket podcast.
I felt within it, the theme was more survival.
Yeah.
Where people wanted to get into the side for the next game. You know, thinking about how many runs they're going to score, what their bowling figures look like, as opposed to actually, I shouldn't have a bad game and the team win. But it definitely wasn't like that, and you always felt a pressure. And cricket's so hard anyway. You know, it's a game like no other. It's a team sport, but it's very individual. You walk out on your own, you walk off on your own. You're batting, you're bowling, and it's so much pressure on you that, you know, the way the England lads do it now, and I try and do it with the Lions, is actually take the pressure off.